Springfield, New Jersey, 10 minutes from Giant Stadium.
But short of a first down, Wayne Corbett was able to work free. What a move by Wayne Corbett.
Absolutely unbelievable. You're talking about a kid who is just all heart.
Welcome to the Underdog Jets podcast with Wayne Corbett and Robbie Sabo. Welcome back, New York Jets fans, and guess what? The first day of 2022 training camp is in the books, and I've got the best person to speak to about it, number 80, Wayne Corbett. Wayne, have you put in your FanDuel Jets Super Bowl 57 champion odds? Well, the odds are good, but have you put your bet on it yet?
No, I have not, but I tell you, now's probably the time to do it. Because once the season starts, I think the odds are gonna go down quickly.
Yeah, I think they were, I don't know, like 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, somewhere in that range. So,
right.
You know, and there was some news stories that a lot of people are putting money on them. And from what I saw today, Jets X Factor was there this morning. Practice was at 10:15-ish, ran for about 2 hours. You know, the Jets fan could do nothing but be excited. The atmosphere, the culture keeps on improving. The quarterbacks looked good. A lot of news about Mekhi Becton. First, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, click that bell. iTunes, Spotify, rate and review. That's the best thing you could do for us. Go to jetsxfactor.com and subscribe using discount code 80. That'll get you a nice discount and a signed autographed picture from number 80.
Oh, I got to send them to you, man. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just going to.
I signed them. I just got to get them to you. Sorry.
So, yeah, for those few folks listening who are waiting on pictures, don't blame Mr. Sabo, please. Don't blame the gray-haired guy.
I'll throw some cards in there, too. I'll throw some trading cards in there, too, just for the delay.
Yeah. Look at that. So you get a picture and a trading card signed?
Yeah.
Okay, signed trading card, maybe Topps, Upper Deck. We'll let it be a surprise.
Okay.
The big story we'll start with, and I know people are going to want to hear about Becton, Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson. The big story is Denzel Mims, and it's not about stats. Forget the stats. You know, I've told people many times on Twitter, stats are great because you can't see it, to try to follow along to see what's happening in teams 11 on 11. It was no shoulder pads, helmets, shorts, so it wasn't 100%. The tempo was good. They were kind of thumping each other. In fact, the first play, DJ Reed went with a half strip, half tackle on Michael Carter and knocked him down right away. So I like the tempo, but Denzel Mims, his attitude is noticeably different. His attitude, it's got a chip on his shoulder, and his attitude when the ball is in the air, very aggressive, wants to attack the ball. He was outstanding today.
Yeah, from what I've seen, not as much video, but just the comments and the photos. We always talked about how good he was at the 50-50 ball coming out of college and why they made the move to draft him. And it just haven't worked out, but it just seems like he's got a different mindset. You know, maybe drafting the young kid and re-signing Barrios and the guys they brought in last year kind of lit a fire under him. But you know, he's still on the team for a reason. You know, he had the, capabilities. Now I think he's putting it all together, and you can see how he's doing so far.
Yeah, I might have egg on my face by the time it's all said and done, because my prediction for the 53-man roster had him getting traded for a mid-round pick. But I'll tell you, this is why you never want to complain when a coach, not benches a guy, not intentionally buries a guy in the depth chart, but isn't giving the young kid playing time. You can't do it as a coach. You can't give a kid, or any player for that matter, playing time when it's not warranted, because it doesn't really, the pros don't outweigh the cons. And in this instance, it seems to, like you said, it seems to really have lit a fire under his ass. All situations, Flacco, Mike White. There was one ball, about a 15, 20 yard in-breaking route where a guy was draped all over his inside shoulder. Mike White placed it perfectly, but it was a difficulty catch 9 out of 10. Two hands. The ball might have got tipped at the last second too. Great coverage, couldn't have been perfect, and Mims came down with it. It was a great day for Denzel.
Yeah, actually, I always said this, when a backup quarterback or 2 or 3 has that rapport better than a starting quarterback sometime with backup receivers, because that's who they spend the most time throwing to in practice, 7-on-7s and that. So he just needs to get more reps with Zach. So Zach believes in him and has faith in him to just throw that up there like he does for Corey and Bryson and those guys. So it's just a matter of reps, and, he might start getting, a better look with the ones if he continues this way. And it's only going to make him better the more time he has out there with Zach.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to get mixed in with the ones eventually. And, it was sort of an ominous start for him too, right? When stretches stopped and they went to positionals, there was something wrong with his helmet. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
Right.
Denzel's getting off to a bad start, and then boom, comes away with 4 or 5 catches in teams and just, shows up big time.
You know what? We love the weapons they brought in, free agency, and what they did in the draft, obviously on the offensive side. To throw someone in there that we maybe didn't count on, or we counted out, it just adds to the weapons and, how good the offense is going to be this year.
Yeah. And again, if it works out, credit to coaching. It's a hell of a job by the coaching staff last year.
Yeah. It's like you said, they didn't give up on the kid. They could have easily traded him for, a later round pick. But like I said, they saw something in him, better late than never kind of thing.
Yep. Another receiver, Garrett Wilson. I believe someone on Instagram recently said Garrett Wilson will break all of Wayne Corbett's rookie records this year.
No, I wrote, there's someone posted, forget which Jets site it was. And it just was a picture of me, Key, with the stats, like a rookie records. He had the yards and touchdowns. I had the catches. So I figured I'd post it, and I was like, what am I going to say? I'm like, I don't just brag that I had the record. I'm like, I think Garrett Wilson's going to break it this year. I said just that I've heard good things, and it's a good run having it, but it might go down this year. Just to give a compliment to the kid, because I think he's the real deal, and I thought that going into the draft, and I still think he's the number 1 rated receiver from this year's draft.
Yeah, we went over the film, him and Drake London. I'm in agreement with you. I like Garrett Wilson a lot. Yeah, he's crafty, one-on-one with the route running. Had a nice early reception with Zach Wilson, a connection against zone, outbreaking route near the sideline. Nice anticipation by Zach Wilson, but the route was really nice in terms of how deep he ran it. Over the first level, right underneath the second, the final level. Right. It was a thing of beauty. So he's so far the eye test, he's fitting in pretty nicely. Yeah.
Oh, listen, you watch the game film. The thing he had, the other guys are good. They go up and get it. But, the separation he gets in his routes. Yes. I mean, he's just running away and creating space away from the defender. And it seems like Zach has a good rapport with him already. And I know, this is his second year and Zach should be better. And from what I've heard, he just came in great shape, and just the mindset and everything I've heard him say. He's saying all the right things, but he's doing all the right things too. And there's a difference in doing one and not the other.
Yeah, he's from all indications, he's a young professional. He takes it seriously. He's no nonsense. So you got to love that from the Buckeye.
Yeah. So, like I said, and then you throw Mims in, and not sure what the, playing time is going to be between Brees and Michael Carter. Just that 1-2 punch there. I know, Brees has great hands. He could be a 3-down back, but just the change of pace between, the first and the second is just going to add to the potency of the offense.
Yeah. And I love Michael Carter, his patience, his low center of gravity. It's not like fans are writing him off, but I kind of hope he's ticked off that everyone is slotting Brees in as a starter. I mean, these days it doesn't matter who the starter is. They got 2 reliable guys now, but I hope it kind of, ticks him off a little bit.
Well, I mean, he was a later pick, so when he got his opportunity, he took it. And from what I've heard of him and what I've seen, he's going to hold on to that starting job. And if he does give it up, he's going to make it awful hard on the coaching staff to not give him as many plays as he does the rookie.
Agreed. Elsewhere, offensively, tight ends had a nice day. Very deep there. It is very deep. First pass of 11-11 teams. Wilson made the correct read. It wasn't flashy. He had 2 options deep, play action, but the coverage was on point. They were locked up, and he dumped it off to Tyler Conklin, sort of a late release check down. And he hit Azuma a couple times, but Wilson's not afraid to hit those check downs early. It's not like he's rushing it, but he just seems to be in a nice state of mind right now.
Yeah. I did an appearance with Lavernius at the stadium. I think it was for the season ticket holders, whatever it was. Not the point, but I remember that night, they're all, ready for the year, buying their season tickets, and like, what stands out to you the biggest impact the Jets made this year in free agency? And I said, it's the tight ends. And people were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, between Azuma and Conklin, in their yards per catch and how they perform in the red zone, and you throw in the other, the weapons they got. Tight ends are, young rookies, quarterbacks, young quarterbacks' best friends. Check downs, high percentage passes in between the seams. And those 2 guys are very good. I know they're not the Kittles and the Kelseys and the Goddards of the world, but those guys are impressive. And the combination of them 2 and the kid from Ohio State, that's a great, trio of tight ends.
Absolutely. And they got Wesco too, who's going to be battling Nick Bowden at fullback. And they also have Lawrence Cager, converted tight end, who's a really nice vertical threat. And then Kenny Yeboah. Yeah. So they're 6 deep there, which is incredible to think about, as compared to last year's roster.
I think they're going to have to find ways to get them more on the field without taking, weapons also so much as, H-back position, fullback position, different kind of like formations and personnel. Cause like you said, they could all make plays, and you got to get them on the field as much as possible. I got
to get your take on this quickly. You heard about Zach Wilson pulling a Joe Willie Namath, right? With all that drama over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's it is what it is. When you are the starting quarterback for a New York, team, you are everything you do is newsworthy. So I don't know the truth to it or whatever. This is that he handled it the right way. Yeah, joking about it, but hey, it comes with it. But if you want to be the star in New York, you're gonna have to deal with it. And so far, he has in a professional way.
It's crazy. As silly as it sounds, his stock has gone up because of this. Yeah. For so many different ways, and you hit on it. He's handled it perfectly. Right? Like I'm looking at the quotes right now. The quotes from today. He says what you just said. It is what it is. Excited to be here with the boys. Excited to get in Idaho with those guys. That's another thing. Big leadership stuff, big boy stuff this offseason, getting the tight ends, getting the receivers together. Berrios, him and Berrios are really tight. Berrios, did you see his haircut, by the way?
Yeah. Looking flashy, man.
Yeah. He's like the real Braxton Berrios is standing up right now.
Yeah. So, I saw it. It's good for him. It's new contract, new haircut, new year. Yeah. Looking to repeat what he did last year and then some. I think going in the year, he's obviously known as a great special teams return guy. But, going in this year, they're expecting a lot out of him, on the offensive side. And I think that, they knew he had the talent, but obviously for what he did the second half of the year last year, given the opportunity, it was a pleasant surprise. And I think maybe everybody was surprised except him and the people in that receiver room. But, we expect big things from him this year.
Yeah. Al Ianazone from Newsday asked, did you guys do any s'mores? Talking about Wilson and Berrios and everyone hanging out in Idaho. Wilson said we did. Garrett Wilson's the one who cracked them out. Not good for me. I don't know why it's not good for him, but.
No, it's good. It's that's what it takes, a veteran quarterback usually does that. Not someone as young as Zach, but to get the guys or what, not at the complex, not here, but just go away, spend time, get to know each other. So, some of those guys are new to each other. So you carry off that friendship and that brotherhood from off the field, on the field, and in the locker room. That's, you start counting on those people. Like you said, you get to know each other on a different level. And, it's smart to do that.
Do you remember when the draft was happening and people were getting on Wilson's case? Like, look at this kid. He's uncomfortable. He's not going to fit in with the locker room. From BYU, he's just out of place. I'd say that's why his stock has gone up because of what he's done leadership wise. And, forget all the drama, the girl stuff, whatever it may be. We don't know what's true, what's not, and yes, his former teammate, Dax Milne in Washington, is dating his high school sweetheart, former girlfriend. Right. He has not overreacted. He has not done anything to damage his reputation. He has played it cool, played it the right way. And that's why I say his stock has gone up.
Yeah. And I say there's no such thing as bad press. I mean, unless you're beating your wife or something like that.
You're John Rocker from the 90s.
Newsworthy. Everything you do, you're newsworthy.
Yeah.
And it's just how you react to it and how you, you don't let it snowball and get out of hand and be too negative. And he handled it the right way. And like I said, it put him in the news and made people, alert to Dax Wilson. You know what I mean? It's just, why? How's he going to react to it? Oh, he's away. He's with all the teammates. Doing special things off the field.
The perfect place.
It just brought attention to where he was, and
exactly
what he was doing at that time, which was something awesome for the team.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, Wilson on the field today. Really good. From what I saw, he made the correct reads. He did get picked in the red zone by DJ Reed. I did not see it. I had already left, had a meeting to get to, so I can't really comment on it. But listen, it is what it is. He had a good day. Flacco looked really impressive to me. Mike White as well. All three quarterbacks were great. Right. Elsewhere offensively, Mekhi Becton is the right tackle, folks. We're not supposed to talk about starters and where guys are. This is the one exception because the Jets made it clear today and Robert Saleh made it clear today they want this out of the way. Fant is the left tackle. Becton is the right tackle. Becton's cool with it. And Becton's also looking pretty good, looking in shape.
Yeah. I just thought about, as you said that, obviously Fant is very good. He came on, played very good and replace of him. I'm trying to figure out, is part of the switch too on which knee has been injured as far as pushing off and left to right side? I'm not sure if that's a factor that just kind of popped in my head.
That's interesting.
But, that might help the situation. Just something that popped in my head. But,
I'm trying to remember back to the injury. I can't remember if it was. I remember Van Roten rolling into it.
Right.
And on the left side, it would make sense that it would be his right knee. And if that's the case in pass pro, you're going to be pushing off your left leg more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's an interesting thing we'll look into. The other positive too is he'll still be playing next to AVT because AVT is moving to left to right as well.
Okay.
So they'll have that, comfortability right there.
The fact that they could interchange and who's playing left and right and vice versa. If someone, needs time or, misses a game or something like that, just that versatility only adds to the strength of the offensive line.
Yeah, I think it's good. Saleh also made it clear that, listen, Becton's left tackle days aren't over.
Right.
And that's great. I mean, I think that's the way it should be. But absolute versatility. AVT could play pretty much everywhere except for left tackle. I don't know if he could pull off center. I'm sure he could, but you just don't want to do it. Becton, left tackle, right tackle. McDermott's a nice, versatile guy. Backup. Fant, same thing, left tackle, right tackle. So the O-line looks good. Defensively, the big question for me, and you're not going to get many answers in August, especially with no shoulder pads, not live, is the beef in the middle with Foley gone. And I think it was the right move letting Foley gone. Let Foley go to Jacksonville because he's a 3-4 nose tackle. They don't have that beef inside. How are they going to handle that? Are they going to let Q and Rankins be that one tech, in the 4-3? Either way, they're relying on speed and attacking gaps, which is this 4-3 scheme. They're going all in. And that's a question we're going to have to monitor.
Yeah, listen, all they have to do is keep the linemen off the second level and leave those, linebackers coming downhill to support the run. I mean, that's all they have to do. They don't have to. Not everybody's Aaron Donald that can cause havoc in the run game and the pass game. You look at some of the best defensive linemen. Look who Ray Lewis had in front of him.
Siragusa,
Sam Adams, guys like that. And so sorry to hear about Syracuse passing away, my love goes out to their thoughts go out to his family. You know, I don't know him really well, but I did, you know, spend some time with him at different functions. But yeah, you know, I'm not saying that May Ray Lewis, but you know, when he was having his best years and he, you know, became that household name, he had those guys in front of him, and that's a big advantage to, you know, guys like C.J. Mosley.
Yeah, absolutely. They were just tremendous. And at linebacker, to your point, they have the guys, Mosley, Quincy, who you're a big fan of, Quincy Williams, popping guys all over the place. The question is at will. Who's it going to be? Hamza? Is it going to be, will they let Sherwood play Will instead of just being the strict backup Mike? Could one of those safeties do it? Javin White, Marcel Harris? I think Marcel Harris is a guy to keep an eye on.
Right.
And then in the secondary, what's really noticeable is DJ Reed is a tremendous addition, tremendous veteran addition who will do what is asked of him. Jordan Whitehead as well. You know, those two guys, just like the tight ends, you know, they're not the big names, but they provide so much more than what you glance at paper.
Yeah, I think you look at them, and if they look good in shorts and you know, the T-shirt Olympics, they call it.
Yeah.
You know, shorts and you know, T-shirts on. Imagine what they're going to look like with pads on. I mean, those guys are, you know, good players and good athletes, but they're hitters. They're physical guys. So the fact that they're impressing you now, those guys are dogs, man. I'm telling you, these guys can hit, they can cover, they can tackle. I'm looking forward to, you know, certainly to some big plays from those guys.
And it's going to help the young kids. Sauce, you know, every time you look at him, he looks the part. You know, they were doing a lot of outer third, deep third, bail technique stuff, which makes sense. Every team does it, but you know, it fits this scheme perfectly. The cover 3 quarters, and Sauce is just built for it. You know, think Richard Sherman back in the Legion of Boom, just tall, lanky, rangy, could play that free safety type ball hawk corner, could come up, make the tackle. He didn't really stand out today, Sauce, but you know, he's going to play right away. He's going to be a stud right away, in my opinion.
You might be standing out, but you know he's there.
Yes, exactly.
You know he's there.
Yeah,
so sometimes in games, it's, you know, they're there. Maybe they're not doing anything that you see.
Corner too.
Other quarterbacks know they're there. Maybe that's why you're not seeing them, because they're not throwing at them.
Exactly. And corner too. I mean, unless if you're not focusing on that one matchup or that one spot, and you don't notice them, that's a hell of a thing. That's a great thing for a corner.
For a cornerback, that's a thing. You know what I mean? If they're throwing at you a lot, that means you're a weak spot. You know, you're not going to be throwing at him. You know, they'll test him early because he's a young guy. Yep. But once he gets that reputation, you know, they might start shying away from him a little bit.
Yep. And the last thing we'll touch on, both kickers had a good day. I forget if they were both kickers. Perfect.
We had a great show, and you want to talk about kickers.
You know, you got to get the special teams in there.
Right, we'll give 30 seconds to it, and then we'll
and Mike Westhoff showed up today too. I don't know what he was doing there, but I think let's blame Westhoff. That's what made me go to kicking. But Zerline and Pinheiro were perfect, I believe. If they, maybe one of them missed one, or they were perfect, I don't know. Both guys were good. We won't talk about Hennessy's long snapping, and the edge players. They have a ton of edge players. It was good to see Carl Lawson back on the field. He looks like he's playing with a purpose, and hopefully he could return to form.
Yeah. All right. Well, so great first day, great first week. You know, the rookies were there. So, we're going to do this more often. Quicker shows now that, you know, the training camp has come. There'll be a lot of newsworthy stuff every couple of days. So hope everybody enjoys it. You know, if they have any questions about things you want to talk about, let us know, and we'll hit on that the next show.
Absolutely. And then sometime in late August, before the season, right around the time when fantasy drafts are rolling hot, we'll do the next live show, the next meet and greet with Corbett live show on YouTube.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, folks. JetsXFactor.com. Sign up. Use discount code 80. Get a ton of content. Analytics from Nania. On the scene stuff from me. Film breakdowns from Blewett. The Underdog Jets podcast. Cool Your Jets. Use that discount code. It's a great thing. It's rolling in. And Blewett, I think Blewett has 11 or 12 breakdowns coming from now until the start of the season. So it'll be worth your while. Wayne, take us home.
Yeah. like I said, thanks for joining us. And like I said, hopefully in a couple of days we'll have some more great stuff to talk about, some great content, and then grab everybody's ear and give us our thoughts. And hopefully everybody liked the show.
Absolutely. And yeah, there will be a rookie maybe breaking records this year. We shall see.
If he does, I'll congratulate him, shake his hand. But that will mean that we scored a lot of touchdowns. Yep. So looking forward to it.
Wilson to Wilson connection.
Yes.
All right. Catch you guys later.